Hi, this is Ms. Dutchins, and I'm going to show you how to complete the Supreme Court Webquest. So the first slide that you will see will just be the instruction slide, so you don't have to worry about that because you're watching this video, so you know that they're instructions. The second slide is where it's actually going to start. So what you guys are doing is you're examining the judicial branch of our Constitution, which is the Supreme Court. And so there have been many famous Supreme Court cases that have affected people's lives, maybe affected your own life, and you just don't know it. So what we're going to do for this assignment is we're going to go over some of the most famous cases. And so you guys will have these 3 slides, so 2, 3, and 4, that will go over some of the most famous Supreme Court cases in American history. So I'm going to go ahead and help you with the first one. So I'm going to need to go into present to be able to get the information. So I'm going to go to present, and I'm going to click the Tinker versus Des Moines. I know I'm saying Des Moines wrong. Okay, so the first question, it says so it asks for the year. So let's go back to this, and we'll see if we can find the year. So it says the year was 1969, February 24th, 1969. So be 1969. As far as amendment, well, we need to read through it. So background. At a public school in Des Moines, Iowa, students organized a silent protest against the Vietnam War. Students planned to wear black armbands to school to protest fighting, but the principal found out and told the students they would be suspended if they wore the armbands. Despite the warning, students wore armbands and were suspended. During their suspension, the students' parents sued the school for violating their children's right to free speech. A U.S. district court sided with the school, ruling that wearing armbands could disrupt learning. The students appealed the ruling to the U.S. Court of Appeals but lost and took their case to the United States Supreme Court. Decision. In 1969, the United States Supreme Court ruled in a 7-2 decision in favor of the students. The High Court agreed that students' free rights should be protected and said students don't shed their rights at their constitutional rights at the schoolhouse gates. Okay, so when it comes to amendment, you might want to go back to the assignment from last week and just look over the Bill of Rights amendments. So this amendment is going to be in the First Amendment because it has your first 5 freedoms, one of which is freedom of speech. So the amendment you're looking for this one is 1. For a 2 to 3 sentence summary, well, these kids, they wanted to protest the Vietnam War, so they wore armbands to school. It was a silent protest. The school got mad, tried to suspend the students. The students took their cases to the court. Several courts denied it, but they eventually took it to the Supreme Court, who sided with the students' right to free speech. How do you think the court should rule? So basically, did you agree with the ruling? Did you think that they did the right thing? As far as the Supreme Court, do you think that students had the right to protest or not? And then who did the court agree with? What was the vote? So the court agreed with the student, as we can see in the decision. And this is the number it's asking for in a 7-2 decision. So there are 9 people on the Supreme Court, and they sided with the students 7-2. So that's an example of how to do the first one. So if you're watching this video, I kind of went over everything for the first one, so you should have that one. When you get down to this slide, you're going to pick 2 of your own court cases to research. So there are tons of Supreme Court cases out there. What you're going to do is you're going to go into present, you're going to click tap here, and it's going to open up the Supreme Court landmarks. And then you can scroll through here. You're going to want to find the court cases that have underneath them, learn more about this case. So just kind of scroll through, and then any of them that says learn more about this case, it's going to give you the information that you need, just like the other one. It'll have the background and the decision. So that's why you're going to want to look for ones that have the learn more about this case. And you're going to fill this out the same way. The only exception, you're going to put the name of the case. So let's say I decided to go with Gideon versus Wainwright. I would put Gideon versus Wainwright right here, and then it says the year is 1963. Again, with the amendments, you guys, you're going to use the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments for this, possibly more than that. So what you can do is you can open up the amendments of the Constitution. I can type that into Google, amendments of the Constitution. And then you should be able to find, like right here, this is the one that we used for that other assignment from the previous week. So if you want more information, or if you're having trouble like what the amendments are, I advise you to go to constitutionfind.law.com. So this right here, you can pretty much just write U.S. Constitution amendments, and this will pop up. And then it'll have all the amendments on that page with an explanation. So again, if you're having trouble with the amendment part, you're going to go to Google. You're just going to type in the amendments of the Constitution. Then you're going to go to this one, constitution.findlaw.com. And it just basically is just telling you all the amendments. All right. Then once you're done with this part of the assignment, this is the last question you'll have to answer as a part of this. Of all cases you research, which one do you feel had the greatest impact on the United States and why? So which one do you think is the most important and was most important to American history? So based on the ones that you read. There are tons of cases that had importance, but you're just going to base this answer on the ones that you filled out. Then afterwards, you're going to answer page 5 of your student notebook number 3, page 5, and I just click on the box that's your period to get to there. And that's it. Don't forget to hit turn in. Our mark is done in Google Classroom, and yeah. So if you have any questions, just make sure to ask me in Remind, Google Meet, or anything that you feel comfortable with. But thank you for listening.